we begin, we're going to talk a little bit about, well, I'll tell you about Asian House again here in just a little bit, but you heard Matt Polly talk about the baseball draft. It concluded. I think it was less than satisfying for local fans because you always want to say, hey, it's the local player that was taken. Really nobody from the Tri-Cities. No ETSU players taken. And I'm looking here, nobody from, Southwest Virginia. There wasn't a Virginia High Bearcat who was selected, all this. Let's see here. I'm looking through here. Even Virginia Tech. It took a long time for there to be a Virginia Tech ball player that was taken. Not until the 19th round where the Tigers selected Kerry Carpenter. He's a left fielder. And, by that time, it's how much they want you. I've known players to select around these rounds that have gotten as much as, say, a $400,000 bonus. But you really got to start to pay and maybe overpay. And look, the player knows that. But then again, he's only got one bit of leverage, and that's going back. He's a fourth-year junior, is Kerry Carpenter. And then, if his draft status doesn't improve the next year, that's, he doesn't have much leverage. So, who knows what's going on there. What else do we have here? I know that Carson Newman and Ethan Goforth, who was a catcher from he's actually from Blacksburg, Virginia. All right, so it's the region. Blacksburg is obviously not the Tri-Cities, but then again, it's you got Hokies fans around here. A, it's 150 miles away. B, all right, I guess that's you could make the argument. Well, that's like someone who's from Columbia, South Carolina, or something. How far away is Columbia? But it's a little bit farther than that. But it's not like someone from. You say Clinton? Clinton's not 150 miles, especially not from our studio. See here, it's 15 miles from our studio to the North Carolina line. Here we go. It's about 59 miles, Johnson City to Asheville. And then it's about another hour down to the border. So that's it's 88 miles, Columbia to Spartanburg. And, all right, I'm really losing my audience now. So it's more than 150 to Columbia, but it's, I think it's 150 from Bristol to, Roanoke. But then again, Roanoke, it's 30 miles south, but you got to go, out of the way to Blacksburg and all that. He's from the region, but would you call it local? That's the question, okay? So, Anyway, Carson Newman, that's in Jefferson City. Is that local? See, this is what you got to struggle to get for the local product. But Goforth hit .376 last year for the Eagles, 11 home runs, threw out 16 of 38 runners trying to steal. It's not a tremendous percentage, it's not a poor one. But he was selected 25th round by the Pittsburgh Pirates, and he's a fourth-year senior, so I guess there's a chance that he could play for the Bristol Pirates. That would sound to me like a player that would play for the Bristol Pirates. So and I guess last year there were players from the Bristol Pirates that were from Carson Newman. Correct me if I'm wrong on that. What else did we get from? There was Corey Stone, selected 26th round by the Rangers, left-handed pitcher from Walters State. I got to check on Corey Stone. 26th round out of community college, you might not go. 15th round, Alex Haynes from Walters State, a pitcher, right-hander, Colorado Rockies. Now, this is intriguing here because if I was Alex Haynes and I'm a pitcher, 15th round, maybe I'm thinking about it. I'd get some bonus money there, right? My stock's, my stock going to get significantly higher. But then again, it's the Rockies, where for 81 potential games, I'm never going to be able to get away with throwing a breaking ball, or at least that's what the front office of the Colorado Rockies believe. The Rockies, because of the altitude, they want you to go with power pitching. They think that a curveball will hang. Intriguing. I'm sure curveballs are thrown in Denver, but, that's the philosophy of the Rockies. So does he fit in there? I have to do some. These are questions right there. The baseball draft that came out. What else? Who else got taken? You heard the Tennessee players from Matt Pauley. Virginia Tech, also Jack Dellinger. Take it. The Tigers have a scout who likes Virginia Tech. He was taken the 32nd round by the Detroit Tigers. Radford, Spencer Horitz was taken in the 24th round. He's a first baseman, left-handed hitter. Taken by the Blue Jays. Now, one guy I'm pretty sure who will sign with the Indians from Virginia Tech is their 20th round. I'm going backwards. It's their 20th round pick, Nick Enright, who was Virginia Tech's, a right-handed pitcher, but he's a fourth-year senior, so it's basically now the Indians got him. That's going to happen there. A lot of news taken that Braden Halliday, who is the son of Roy Halladay, was taken by the Toronto Blue Jays 32nd round. Now he's already said, no, not 30. I won't play for the Blue Jays. I'm going to go to Penn State. That's very commonplace in the later rounds. In fact, it's one of the reasons why there are now only 40 rounds in the baseball draft. But this still bothers me, to tell you the truth, because it's kind of accepted that the Blue Jays took Braden Halliday as a courtesy because his father had passed away. His father was a great Hall of Fame pitcher. But the family doesn't even put the Blue Jays logo up. It's a blank plaque in Cooperstown. No logo on the cap. I like Jim Tomei, but I wish Jim Tomei would have put Chief Wahoo on his cap instead of the block C that I think it was said he used on a cap in 12 games in his entire career. Was this thing, Anyway, that's one of the things about the baseball draft. You find things like this. You remember Milt May's son, Scott May, was once drafted by the Pirates a generation ago. The reason why he'd been involved in a car wreck. And he was a player and all, but he was involved in a car wreck. Come on. So they drafted him. Courtesy. It wasn't even the last pick taken. He was, the Tigers, when Jim Leyland was managing them, they selected his son Patrick. 8th or 9th round, something like that. It was way too high. He was never a prospect. But he was a manager's son, so they took him, and, And, so, and you get a lot of that with the baseball draft. In fact, it's one of the reasons why I'm not really huge on the Appalachian League, because when I was the voice of the Johnson City Cardinals in 1997, we had two players who had played college baseball, one at a Big Ten program, the other in a D2 program. And I guess if you really want to look through the records of the 97 Cardinals, you can figure out who they were. One was a legitimate player, the other was not. And they were selected, and they were sent to Johnson City. I don't think they were drafted. One of them may have been drafted. But the reason being, their family were longtime Cardinals season ticket holders. They needed players in the low minors. By the way, he played Big Ten baseball in New York City. Okay, we'll sign him. Sure. And it was sort of as a courtesy. One was the fourth string catcher who had played at a D2 school in Missouri, but his family had season tickets for a long time and all that. And I mean, it seems, really they did that? Yeah. It wasn't just Christmas cards they send out and meet the team. They needed players, and it's like, oh, this is good community relations. Yeah. But those are playmates. Those guys don't make it up to AA. That's why I'd like a AA team around here. Another reason why I'd like a AA team around here for the entire Tri-Cities instead of rerunning high school rivalries, in pro ball with players who aren't from here. You really want to know. I mean, Halliday says, I'm going to go to Penn State anyway. Penn State isn't a great baseball school. How good of a player is this? And that bothers me about the baseball draft. I could stand shaving a few rounds, especially because the later rounds. I mean, everybody goes to college if you're taking in the 36th round. They don't give you any money, you know. You tell me. By the way, there are a lot of quote-unquote draft legacies. I mean, a lot has been said about number 2 pick Bobby Witt Jr., the shortstop who was selected from Colleyville Heritage High School in Texas by the Kansas City Royals because his father, Bobby Witt, was a former Texas Ranger pitcher and was actually selected ahead of Barry Bonds. And but that's a father-son or a family tie. I've got some family ties here that I thought were very fascinating in the baseball draft that I'd like to get to. Of course, there's also baseball news. You know what? The social justice warriors are going after a former Appalachian League player. They're going after a former Kingsport Pirate. That's a while back. Guy whose first check ever was earned as a member of the Kingsport Pirates. Would he buy a watermelon and a 6-pack? He's told me that specifically and all that. And now, his name, they're trying to run it through the mud because he doesn't like jewelry. I'll tell you more after this.
You're actually a little red. Want some?